Have you ever felt like no one needs you? Even there are so many people around, but somehow you feel this loneliness, not solitude, but loneliness. Loneliness, it's like a scream within your heart, which is calling, please, I need connection, I need love, I need to be seen, I need to be appreciated, but nobody hears that. You are just suffering there silently. I have experienced it several times in my life. First time I was a small child. I went into hospital with the inflammations of the lung, and I was there for 1 month. And there was a period, like 3 days in a row, my mother didn't visit me. And I wanted so badly for mother just to come, to be with me, to love me, to hug me, to give me something sweet to eat. And she wouldn't come. And she was not coming one day, another day. One day I saw, in the zoo, a polar bear. And this bear was walking back and forth. And I saw the agony of this animal is just like intolerable agony. So I was like that bear in the hospital. I was going forth and back. I will come and see that other parents have come and they're sitting with the other children. And I'm waiting, but she's not coming. So I remember this tremendous pain, tremendous desire for connection. And there are so many people around, but they are not my people. I cannot connect with them. Another time I was in Taiwan, and Chinese culture, I don't know, I don't speak language, and somehow the different culture is somehow not connecting. And I felt very lonely. Now I come to Taiwan, it's a total different situation. I come to the people, I talk with them, they come to me, we talk, and there is a connection. So I went through this path from loneliness to connection. So in this video, I want to explain loneliness. I want to explain the effects on our health, how it affects our psychological well-being and physical well-being, health. And I want to speak about the causes, the underlying causes of loneliness. And I will give you very precise instructions. It's not so easy also to overcome. But if you follow those instructions, if you at least hear them, it's already half of the solution. If you hear and you conceptually understand how to solve this problem of loneliness, I think you will get improvement. At least 80% you will get improvement. So this video is about loneliness. Loneliness is the illness of the 21st century. So how does it affect our health? It is comparable, when you feel lonely, it is comparable with smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It destroys your health. It increases the risk of dementia 40%. In 25% of cases, it destroys the sleep. I experienced it myself. When you feel this strong pain inside of your heart, you cannot sleep really. You sleep, but you don't sleep. You don't go into the deep rest, and you wake up, you constantly like you are wasted basically. The whole day you are just like, somehow I am dragging through the day. Our brain perceives loneliness as physical pain. It is a physical pain. It is one of the most fundamental causes for clinical depression. And needless to say, it decreases our immune system, the functioning of our immune system. So any kind of inflammation is easy to get in your body when you feel that kind of loneliness, that kind of disconnection. And according to yoga psychology, it is very logical because there are chakras and there are emotions, different emotions. So here at the level of the heart, here is the immune system, according to yoga. And there is one kind of thymus gland, which is also engaged in the immune system. It produces the thymosin hormone, which turns the cells into the T cells, which is like a killer cells, which will destroy all the inflammations and will destroy all the bacteria and viruses and things like that. So when our heart becomes suppressed, when we become depressed, our immune system is destroyed. So it is not okay, actually, to be lonely. To be alone is okay. To be in solitude is okay. But to be lonely, we need to solve this problem. Is it different? Sometimes I'm alone, but I feel so happy. I don't feel loneliness. I feel happy. I love solitude. So solitude is great, but loneliness is a problem. So why in 21st century we are becoming more and more lonely? Because material prosperity creates an ability for us, an option for us to not connect to anyone. Before, to survive, you need the cooperation of entire village. Little bit later in history, you need a family to survive. And not just husband and wife and children, but grandparents, uncles, and aunts, and bigger family. You need to survive, and you need to have relationships, and you need to connect with all of them. Then later it becomes just husband and wife and children, and now it becomes you don't need anybody to survive. Men can survive on their own, women can survive on their own, everybody can survive. What for do we need relationships? So, but relationships is sweetness and pain also. You need to be ready for pain if you are entering into relationships. So now people, due to this situation, or due to this atomization of the society, people turn to artificial intelligence. There are projects like Replica. Oh, we'll never deny you. We'll never disappoint you. We'll always please you. One time, one of my friends, he sent me. He said, "Dada, this is fantastic. This is revolution." And I went through the link and I started to converse with artificial intelligence. And I was like, wow, it will price you. It will give you, different kind of compliments. Wow, what a great idea. How did you come up with this great idea? You feel, whoa, this artificial intelligence does appreciate me. You feel good. So real human being can never give it to you, because real human being, there is some glitches there. There are some pains are also there. So it is a trend. Now it becomes more and more. People turn to artificial intelligence, but it is a fake thing. It cannot really deeply satisfy us. So something else we need. Then the attitude of the passive attitude, the attitude of the customer. I take the service and things. Everybody becomes a thing. So my ego is the supreme. I move in this world. I like this, I like this, I like this. And I use everybody for my benefit, for my happiness. I put myself in the center of the world. But love is something different. What is love? Love is to put somebody else above yourself, to adore, to love and to adore, and to be inspired with that person. That is love. So we unlearned how to admire other people. So, and because of this inability of admiration and love, of course, we become disconnected and lonely. In general, it is the era of individualism. The individualism has become supreme. Individual, and it is also great in a way, because as individuals we can develop, but as communities we are broken. And in our programming, in our nature, is connection. Without connection, we just, as a Homo sapiens, we cannot be. We are made like that. We need connections. And another thing is different complexes. Inferiority complex, superiority complex, fear complex. When you feel inferior, you feel, I do not deserve love. She is so beautiful. Definitely she has already someone. And she's thinking the same about you. Oh, he's so solid and so serious and such a respectable man, definitely he already has somebody. So there is this fear of rejection, and there is this inferiority. Oh, I do not deserve this kind of happiness. Superiority complex. My friend, he was telling me about friendship with one philosophical couple. He is a philosopher, an intellectual, and she is a poetess. And he was from the Soviet Union, and he was imprisoned at some time during the time of repressions. And then, as an intellectual, he needed some intellectual food, and then he would go to one building in their camp. And in that building, they were broadcasting the classical music, and he would just be there in the snow for 45 minutes, jumping and somehow walking to warm himself and to listen to this classical music. And he said, one day, I realized one thing. I just heard the internal voice. You are not the most intelligent person. And he said, that was such a big relief from me. You are not, it was like very joyful revelations, because his inmates, they would not match his intellectual standard. So he would feel that he is a superior being and they're inferior. And that creates that kind of disconnect. I have, anyway, I will finish about this family. In that family, my friend was telling me, he said they were adoring each other. He would praise the poetry of his wife. He said, oh, she is a real poetess. I write sometimes some little poems, but they're nothing in comparison with hers. And she would say, no. He is the intelligent in our family. He is the philosopher and he is the great poet. And they used to admire each other all the time. So this is one kind of example of love. Admiration for each other, adoration of each other. I have one friend, and she is also very intellectual, very, very smart person, a very qualified person also. And it is very difficult for her to find a match, intellectually. So she is alone. And another girl, she's a very simple girl, but she would come and sit with her and start gossiping a little bit, like telling her all the news. And she's like, why are you disturbing me? Why are you coming to me? She's very polite, but then sometimes she will give you a sign. I'm working here. I'm not talking to you. But this girl, she didn't give up. She comes every day for 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, best friends. And it was so incredible to me that they became best friends. They're totally unmatched. She is intellectual. This girl is very simple. But they became best friends. Because connection is not only intellectual. Connection is heart to heart. So they built this bond. Until now, they're very good friends. So the complexes, once you think yourself, you are the most intelligent person. You are the most beautiful peacock in the room. Then it is very, very difficult to build up that connection. So give up, because it doesn't give you anything. Superiority complex doesn't give you anything. It only creates suffering. It doesn't give you anything in life. So it is better to throw it away, throw it into dustbin. So don't think, I am the most intelligent person. Think, I am very simple person. And every person has something beautiful to share. Even a small child, when you listen carefully, you will find, wow, he gives such a wisdoms. How this boy, he can know this kind of great things. And you start to admire. Even a small child you will admire if you remove this complex. Okay, so these are the most important reasons why we are lonely. Atomization of society, or another one also. Social networks. Social networks, they're supposed to bring us together. But actually, they are moving us apart. They are bringing us apart. They are separating us. Why? I am talking from my experience. At some point, I would go to the city, in airport, people come to me. Oh, you are Dada Sadananda. We are watching your channel. Can we photograph with you? So this kind of things, I used to get very much stress. And I observed not only myself, I observed many, many people who are a little bit popular, who are a little bit known, politicians, artists, singers. I know some people like that. Many times they're very unhappy. One friend of mine, she was telling me, you know, all these people, they come, they want to take picture with me. They really don't care for me. They only want to take the picture and they want to post in their social networks that they took picture with me. And sometimes I feel so terrible in these kind of parties where they just use me. They don't want to know how I feel, what I feel. And inside I'm screaming, inside I'm suffering. Sometimes I run into the toilet and I sit in the toilet purposefully for 30 minutes. Just I'm not coming out. He said, this is a very hellish life. So many times celebrities, they're not enjoying. And why? Because in the social networks, we create an image. And people connect with that image and they themselves fantasize. They imagine yourself. So they interact not with you. They interact with that image. And you are afraid, actually, to disappoint them. It's a drug, you know, like people when they admire you, but they don't know you, really. You like, of course, that admiration. And you are afraid to lose your popularity, to disappoint people. So you try to maintain that facade, and that makes you more and more lonely. And today, it is not only with celebrities. Everybody is creating an image of themselves in the social networks. And those images, they separate us, they pull us apart. So the most precious people are those who know how I'm snoring, who know how I become angry, who know how I can oversleep, who know how sometimes I'm tired and things like that, how sometimes I make mistake. They know all those my imperfection, but they still love me and they still accept me. That is connection. So social networks, they exacerbate this problem. Okay, so how do we cure loneliness? How we remove loneliness? I went through this path. I've been there. I went through these steps and I'm not lonely anymore. I can connect and I'm happy. Many times I'm in solitude, but I'm a happy person. And even with my subscribers and the people who know me, immediately I build connection. They come, they say, Dada, namaskar, we saw so many of your videos. And then immediately I connect with them. So I learned how to connect. So now, recipe. Number 1, listening. You need to learn how to listen. Recently, I was in Barcelona and one lady comes to me. We went, after retreat, we went into some restaurant, vegetarian restaurant, and we were sitting and talking. And she was asking me, Dada, I'm fighting with my boyfriend. What to do? We are arguing all the time. And I say, perhaps you're not listening to him. She said, yes, I cannot listen to him. What he says, he's blasphemy. Whatever he says, it just really triggers me. I cannot listen to him. I say, you try. You just shut up and listen. Just listen for 10 minutes and try to listen. You know, this listening, it is so incredible. It's some kind of magic. It's some kind of witchcraft. Many times I've been in conflict with some misunderstanding with my colleagues, with my friends. It comes disconnection. But the moment you start listening to the person, all that disconnect heals. It's like a witchcraft. And the only thing you need to do is just to listen. Don't argue. Don't give any judgment. Nothing. Just listen. Listen. And there are many techniques of listening, like active listening. Listen and Oh, you meant when I said like that, you felt that I am devaluing you or depreciating you. Yeah, finally you understand. So this feeling of being understood is great. it really connects. When there is listening, like you're empathic listening, you are listening not to the words, I hate you, get out of my life, you spoiled my life, but internally emotions. Oh, please hug me. I really want your love. I want to, make peace with you. That's the emotion. But the words, like the ego is speaking all these things. So empathic is like when you are listening to what does the heart of that person wants, and you give it to the person, and then connection is built. Then there is generative listening. It is so great. Like with my father, I used to remember, it's such a great time we used to have. Even we do some crazy work, like he forced me to take the nails out of the old wood. He would recycle the wood and recycle the nails, and I have to straighten the nails. But even that kind of boring activity, we are together with my father, and we had this kind of just silent understanding and connecting with each other. I still remember with such a fondness those moments. So sometimes we connect with each other in silence or in listening. Like, for example, generative listening. For example, I'm saying something, and by listening to something, that triggers into you a new idea. It's like ancient Zen masters. They sit on the bank of the river and they create poetry together. One master says one line. The river is flowing peacefully towards the west. And another one will listen, and that river is the flow of joy. So one will create one line, and another listens. It triggers some new idea in him, and he creates another line. And they together, by listening each other, by triggering creativity in each other, they create that poetry. And then they throw that poetry, they write it on a piece of bark, and they throw it into the river. And the river flows. Because the result is not important. What is important is the connection. Sometimes when you're really in the creative flow with your friends, that's a beautiful moment of connection. So, listening. Learning to listen. The ego will resist. The ego will come with arguments and will argue and argue and argue and argue. You can be very proud. You can be very egoistic, but you will not be happy. For happiness, you need to learn to listen. Another thing is fear. So to overcome fear, recently I wanted to inspire my students actually to not to be afraid, to go talk to the people, to connect with people. Sometimes invite for the lecture of meditation, to the webinar or something like that. And I thought that how I can encourage them if I don't do it myself. So I decided, okay, today I'm going to do it. So I was in the flight, I was after retreat, and I was very tired. I didn't sleep enough, and I was just like, my mind has been giving me so many reasons not to do it. Oh, you are tired. Oh, come on. Just tell them, they will do it. Then I decided, no, I have to do it. And I had the two ladies here by my left side, and I started to speak with them. I prepared my speech, and I started to ask them their stories. And they started to share their stories. And at first they felt strange, like what this man wants from us. But later on they relaxed and they realized I don't want anything from them. I want to talk. And we started to talk, and there was heart-to-heart connection. It was such a beautiful thing. In the beginning, first they were very cold and very stiff, and I felt, no, this connection is not going to happen. But later they became warm, and they started to talk with me, and I started to talk with them. This is such a beautiful thing, such a human thing. So overcome fear. Be prepared to be rejected 100 times. Make a goal. I want to be rejected 100 times. And go. And then overcome this pain of rejection. It should become nothing for you. One friend of mine, he said, I want to go in every business conference. And I want to come to any kind of businessman, whatever high he is, whatever achievement he got, whatever success he got. I just want to come and naturally become friend with him. So he practiced. He go outside and he will go and then, hello, my name is Max. What is your name? I'm living here. I'm a businessman. I'm doing like this. And then he became friends with 100 people in 100 days. And then he takes selfie with everybody. So now in his locality, everybody knows him. Everybody appreciates him. So This is the way. Overcome the fear. Go towards your fear. Don't run away. Make yourself a deadline. Go for it. First, it is very, very scary. I can also give you some asanas. If you can connect with you can go to our channel, and with publishing of this video, we'll give you a list of asanas, physical exercises. They reduce the fear. They reduce the stress hormones. And then you feel more natural. You're not like this, when you're talking to people. You become relaxed and warm, and it is a different feeling. So I can suggest also the physical exercises that will reduce the stress and make you more better communicator. Another thing is very important, to open your heart, to do the action of kindness, acts of kindness. For example, in the retreat, one lady, she comes to me with a cup of tea. Dada, here for you. I am very surprised. Okay, thank you very much. I feel nice. I feel touched. Then lunchtime again, she comes with the tea. Doesn't say anything, just gives me in silence. Gives me tea and walks away. 3 times a day, 3 days in a row. Wow, I feel already so much connection. I feel already love, and I feel this kind of, really like I feel connected to the person. It's such a great way. It's a simple way. Do some kind of small, nice, pleasant things with love. Everybody appreciates. Everybody appreciates, and you build that. Don't wait. Oh, I'm screaming within. I want that connection. Don't wait. Go out. Do something for others. That's so simple. So simple. Then finally, meditation. This condition of loneliness is exacerbated because of this inner agony. You're going through suffering. And in that suffering, sometimes we become desperate. Anybody, you are my salvation. I really need this, your friendship. I really need this love. And then people, they get really scared. Nobody likes beggars. So when you're begging for love, it's worse. So you should not beg for love. But what to do if you're agonizing? Do meditation. Start doing meditation. 5 minutes morning, 5 minutes evening. Start with that. Later on you can do 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But doing meditation will give you internal happiness. And when you're happy internally, even when you're alone, you're not feeling lonely. Because you're building that inner connection with your inner self. And you're actually getting happiness from within yourself. And you are not so needy anymore. You're not needy. And once you're not needy anymore, it's just like some special magic magnet is turned on, and people, they gravitate towards you. They want to be with you. They want to spend time with you. This is what I get all the time. In the retreats, people just, I sit and I eat, immediately like 20 people around. They're sitting and talking, they want to hear me and things like that. It's one kind of special charisma that develops through your meditation practice. You become magnetic and you become happy also. So the solution is art of listening, overcoming fear and complexes, inferiority, superiority, to do service, acts of kindness, to do asanas, to reduce the stress, and to do meditation. If you follow this recipe, it is a little bit hard. Maybe hardest is overcoming the fear. Other things are not hard. If you follow this recipe, I guarantee you, you will not feel lonely anymore. And now it's 21st century is like a pandemic of loneliness, because we are going there. Individualism, individualistic society. Everybody's suffering. So many people are suffering. So we can a little bit struggle with this pandemics of loneliness. To know a person who is lonely, you can send this video, and this video will help for sure. It will at least give some encouragement, some happiness. And and I want to read your stories. If you feel lonely, right? How exactly you feel? I want to really understand also. what you feel, and how, if you overcome, also write how exactly you overcome. That would be very interesting for me to read, and also I will answer them in the comments. Yeah, and I will leave the links into the channel. You can support us in different way. One way is to repost, to like, to write the comments, to subscribe. You can be also part of our community, join the Telegram channel and other options we will give. And there we can do collective meditations together, different classes. It's a very, very useful and fun to be part of that community. So thank you very much for watching, and see you again next time.